aim for this course was to really use skills for deaf and disabled performers. I think actually circus skills, the pig, the hoop, the silks. Oh, I can't do that. I can.
All of us are nervous. Once we get off the floor on something that's not stable, it makes us all feel very, very vulnerable. So you have to relax into the equipment and enjoy it.
Why not? There's very few deaf disabled people involved in circus. So have to be. It's important. That visibility, the skill, and like I said, why not?
Circus is a visual art, and it's usually taught visually. To not be able to do that, I think, has been a big challenge for a lot of people who, instead of saying, go that way, have to say, go to your right. We've had to work on having a specific kind of dialogue that I don't think she's ever had to have with any other students, but once we got the hang of that, it's been fine, and I think we work very well, and I've picked up things well, and a lot of that has been down to people being open to it.
A disabled performer will always know their body best, and they will try. They're the ones that take the risk, so they will can we try and adapt it? So it's about a dialogue. So the most fundamental thing is communication.
You'll need to do this from a standing position. So you'll need to be standing
challenge mostly is adapting to my body what she wanted us to do, and it's the same thing as the access thing. The mobility of my legs is limited. Because I was flying and I was holding my whole body, it was hard to think about it and do it well. It's figuring out, I mean, I'm a dancer, so those kind of things are easy for me, but yeah, Lila and Flo, they're both amazing on adapting things, and they've been really good on, I think, getting every one of our needs within the teaching and the explanation of the apparatus.
Biggest challenge, I think it's to use more my left hand because I don't have fingers, so it's quite hard to get a grip. So you have some moves that you have to all your body, has to be on one hand. So in this hand I can do it, but with this hand it's quite hard. So sometimes it would slip and I would fall and I would have to do it again, and it's quite frustrating not be able to do some movements that you need the grip of your fingers, and that really annoyed me. So the challenge was not to be annoyed by it and accept it and try to do something different, or try to adapt that move, or not do it at all. I think first I have to develop like a strong physics or strong body in order to do all those apparels. When I studied theater studies, we had like a strong component of dance and movement. So all the movements, all the rhythm, I can do that. But on top of a trapeze or the hoop, it's quite hard. So yeah, I have to build loads of strength in my arms and in my legs in order to do that. So I'm much more stronger now.
If an instructor tells me what I've got to do or quickly does it, I can't learn something that way because it's difficult for me to see what the instructor's doing. So we've had to, between us, develop a way for me to learn how to do different moves, and that's been a combination of watching very closely when Flo does a move, feeling her body in the position that I need to be in, and she tries to do the move as slowly as she can while I feel how the move goes. And sometimes if it's a move in the air, she'll show me on the floor first. I started off, I had to be helped onto the trapeze bar because I couldn't tuck myself up and get onto the bar. And about a month ago, I just managed to lift up on my arms, tuck myself up, and I thought someone had helped me. But I was like, oh, I did it on my own, and I was so pleased. So every time you get a little step like that, it's really encouraging because you just get a little bit further. More deaf or disabled participants in circus. We need the key workers and the support workers as well as the tutors. From a tutor's perspective, you just have to understand how we're going to structure it.
The best thing to do is just open your doors up and encourage more deaf people to come. Particularly deaf people with sign language users who have really got a particular passion for whatever field it is, choreography, dance, art, performing arts, because it's by them coming, them basically engaging the people out ahead, that this whole process of awareness takes place. And provided they've got the support, it can actually be very successful.
Our interpreters have been excellent. They now have a new physical language that includes hocks and all things like that wouldn't have made sense to them a year ago.
I think that first and foremost we need to sit down with the circus skills trainers, because of course they are the ones that have the information and the knowledge about the terminology and about the equipment, and I think it's to go through with them the different pieces of equipment, what is their function, what do they actually do, how do you work with them, and then to work with deaf people and to work with sign linguists to figure out what is the best way to convey that in sign language. But it would really be useful, it would definitely be useful, because you find yourself making things up on the spot, which is fine, but I think to make it more user-friendly for other deaf people, it would be useful to have that in-depth knowledge and to have the signs already established.
It's been an amazing experience working with Graeae, and that's completely changed how I teach. I'm so much clearer about verbally cueing people and being able to describe movement without physically giving that demonstration. I know everybody else I teach has benefited from this so much. They really should be paying Graeae the money to fund this as the next project.
It's such a different opportunity. I think that's why it's so important. It encompasses so many things, right from sort of disability equality training, kind of equality and access to courses and all those kind of things, right through to these kind of new skills and all that. But in between there's this rich depth of self-discovery and new skills to blossom as an actor and hang upside down and be nuts and just find out different ways of being physical with your body. It's just so rich, it's really rich.
If you were to squash it all into into the time we've had, it's been like a week and a half over like a 9-month period, which has been challenging because you forget from week to week, and then you turn up and you're like, oh, I've got to get back up on it again.
If we had more classes like this, if it was more than 1 hour per week, for example.
So at the moment we're still sort of getting our heads and our minds and our bodies around all the potential opportunities, but I think if we were to be able to focus all those potentials into, you know, some hardcore training, then actually the sky's the limit.
Actually, it'll be amazing to have, you know, people with different abilities trying to come together and mix up and come up with something amazing to show, you know, the world really that we can all do it. We just need the support and we need the work. But if they don't give us the opportunity, we won't be able to do it. So hopefully, hopefully we'll see you there.
Me, I'm very proud of my lot. You know, I just picked them all. I just knew they've got a skill, they've got this inner radical can. So yeah, and they've just proved me they were the right people. There's more out there, but for starters, that group, they are now the people that say to the other people, look,